Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome to My Quilting Beehive. Today I am here to talk to you about the 2025 Colchester Mill My Quilting Beehive Marvelous Mystery Quilt. I'm really excited about doing another mystery quilt this year. For those of you who don't know what a mystery quilt is a quilt where you get a part or piece of instructions each month and you don't know what the final quilt is going to look like until the last month. So one month you might make some 4 patches, another month you might make some half square triangles, and little by little you put the pieces together until in the end you have a marvelous quilt. I'm going to start today by showing you the ones I have done in the past. I wrote my first mystery quilt pattern back in 2020. This one I made for my quilt guild here in Goochland, Virginia, the Country Peacemakers. And they asked me if I'd do a mystery quilt throughout the year, and I did. And I actually opened it up online to my Facebook group, and we had a lot of people from all over following along with us and doing it. Each month we'd get a block. We'd make one of the 6-inch blocks each month during our program. And then there'd be other pieces, like one month they had to make 4 patches, another month they made some flying geese, little parts and pieces throughout the year. And by the end of the year, this is what we made. I had so much fun making that quilt in 2020 that I decided to create a mini mystery for 2021. This was only done in 6 parts, and it was called the Marvelous Star. And each month we made little parts and pieces until eventually we put this one together. In 2022, I partnered up with Colchester Mill Fabrics and Quilting of Colchester, Connecticut, and we did a mystery quilt through their shop. And this is the result of that mystery quilt. This one's called Pie in the Sky. The large block is a blueberry pie block. That's the traditional name of it. And each month, some months we made the little stars, some months we made bigger stars, flying geese, broke it into parts and pieces, and over the course of a year, nobody had an idea how it was going to come together, but it worked, it came together, and so many people made this beautiful quilt with me. In 2023, I partnered up again with Colchester Mill Fabrics and Quilting for another Marvelous Mystery. This one turned into the Marvelous Lone Star Quilt. It had a couple size options and some different variations. We did tutorials on how to use the diamond ruler, and we added diamonds to this one. It was a great quilt. The results were phenomenal. People made beautiful quilts. And here is the final product of our 2024 Colchester Mill My Quilting Beehive Marvelous Mystery Quilt. This one we just completed. Over 180 people made it with us. And if you look at it, it might seem overwhelming, but if you break it down into its little parts, its triangles, its squares, its rectangles, each month you do a little bit, put it all together, and at the end of the year, you'll have a marvelous mystery quilt. Now let's talk about the fabric for the Colchester Mill My Quilting Beehive 2025 Mystery Quilt. This is going to be a wonderful year. We're going to have so much fun together. Throughout the year, I will do video tutorials on all the different parts and pieces you need to make our quilts. And it starts with the fabric. This month, you're going to pick a fabric. First, pick a fabric that you love. When I started planning my quilt and designing my quilt, I was thinking of a rainbow, red, orange, yellow, lots of colors in it. And then I found this fabric. And once I found this fabric, I said, that's it. I'm going to have to use these colors. This is going to be my quilt. So I want you to find a fabric you love that has lots of colors in it. And that's going to be the border of your quilt. This one is from the Floribunda line by Moda. And it has just the best colors in it. I fell in love with it. I know I'm going to love my quilt because I love the fabric. So I'm going to flip this over and let you see all the colors that are going to be in my quilt this year. So these are my fabrics for this year. You're going to pick your border fabric first. Pick something colorful so you can choose all your other fabrics from your border. You're going to need one dark, and I chose the brown. And you're going to need a background fabric. I'm going to use this as my background. It has a nice neutral color, not too bright, not too dark. Works well for me. And then because of what I chose for my fabric, I decided this is going to be my fall quilt because I love this fabric. And I found this line of blenders by QT Fabrics, and it came in all these colors that matched so perfectly. I decided I'm just going to use those in my quilt this year. So I have 4 colors. These 4 fabrics, if you want to, you can use scraps. So if I wanted to, instead of just getting yellow, I could use 4 different or 5 different yellows in place of this. So just look at the yardage on the sign-up paper and it will tell you how much you need. I believe this one's 1.5 yards, so I could use 6 different 1/4 yard pieces, or I could choose 1.5 yard piece. And for each one, if you want to use an assortment, I could use an assortment of oranges, an assortment of reds, or an assortment of greens in place of just the one solid piece. What's important, whatever ones you choose, whatever colors you choose, make sure that when you put them together, they don't blend in with each other. You want contrast. What that means for contrast means if I put this fabric, if I take this green one and I put it next to the red, I put it next to the orange, put it next to the yellow, put it next to the brown, they're not going to blend in together. You'll clearly see that there are 2 different fabrics together. My closest to would be my orange and my yellow, but you can still tell they are not the same. This one's clearly darker than this one. They're not the same. So I know that I can use them next to each other and I won't lose the design elements that I'm trying to make. If I was trying to make a 4-patch out of these, I would still be able to tell it was a 4-patch or a flying geese unit or something like that. You'd be able to clearly see the 2 different colors. They have plenty of contrast between them. At the end of the year, if your fabrics blend together, you'll put a lot of time in sewing them all together and you won't be able to see the design. So please make sure you have plenty of contrast between your fabrics. And if you want to choose multiple shades of the green instead of one green, or whatever color you choose, you might have blue in there. You can use 6 different blues or 4 different blues instead of one solid piece. But they should kind of look similar if you're making a scrappy version of your quilt. If you have questions about the fabrics, you can go on Facebook to My Quilting Beehive and you can ask me any questions you have and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I do teach 1st grade during the day, so sometimes I don't get back to you until the evening. It's because I'm at work. But you can definitely ask any questions you have throughout your fabric picking process. They're also very helpful at Colchester Mill Fabrics and Quilting. They can help you pick out your fabrics and let you know if they have any recommendations or changes. They can give you advice. I hope lots of you will decide to make this quilt with me this year. To register to make this quilt and get the information and get on the list to receive all the patterns, you need to go, there's a link below, to Colchester Mill Fabrics and Quilting, and you can register. It's $25 and that covers the cost for the entire year. What you get for that $25 is a monthly pattern. It's going to be 10 months from March until November. And each month I will make videos for any parts of the quilt that might need a little tutorials or little hints and tricks. There's a private Facebook group for members only. You have to register to get into the Facebook group. And if you get in the Facebook group, you can post pictures of anything. You can share what you've made. You can ask questions. If you're stuck on a part and need help, you ask and we will all be there to help you. It's like having your own private teacher throughout the whole year, helping you with any time you have a problem or get stuck. So follow the link below. If you want to make any of the previous quilts, their patterns are available in my Etsy shop. You can go to Etsy and purchase any of those patterns. And I'm looking forward to having a wonderful 2025 with all of you. Please reach out if you have any questions, and I can't wait to start this project with you.